CNN, 7-year-old Julian Cadman on Sunday became the latest victim of the Barcelona terror attack to be named among the dead as more details about those who lost their lives began to emerge. Citizens from at least 34 countries were among the 14 killed and more than 120 injured in attacks in Barcelona and the coastal town of Cambrils, according to officials. Cadman, an Australian-British boy, who was in the city to attend to a family wedding, was reported missing in the aftermath of the attack on Las Ramblas after becoming separated from his mother. The boy's mother was injured and taken to a hospital, where she told hospital workers before losing consciousness that her son had been with her, according to Francisco Jimenez, coordinator of SOS Desaparecidos, a non-profit organization that shares information about missing people. The Catalan Interior Ministry issued a statement Sunday clarifying that Julian had never been lost, but officials did not include him among the victims until his identity was confirmed and his family was notified. He is the son of a 43-year-old Filipino woman who has been living in Australia with her British husband. A Spanish woman also was identified Sunday as one of the victims of the attack. The Sant Hippolyt de Voltregà Town Council said Pepita Codina, one of the residents of the city, was killed. Her daughter Elisabet is in the hospital for injuries suffered during the attack on Las Ramblas, the council said in a statement Sunday. There is very little we can add to these very difficult moments, but above all, for this family who has suffered the effects of this brutal attack with the death of Pepita, and the hospitalization of her daughter Elisabet, as a result of the injuries she suffered from the massive runover in Las Ramblas. We hope Elisabet recovers as soon as possible, and can return home to her loved ones. Argentine authorities said an Argentine Spanish woman was also killed in the attack. Silvina Alejandra Pereira, 40, had lived in Barcelona for the last 10 years, Argentina's Ministry of Foreign Affairs said. The Argentine government is saddened by the pain to her family members and loved ones due to her death, and the Barcelona consulate, as well as the Spanish embassy, will maintain in contact to coordinate assistance with this case, the Foreign Ministry said in a statement. Jared Tucker, 43, was on a delayed honeymoon with Heidi Nunes, his wife of 1 year. We didn't find out until this morning that his wife, Heidi, was called into the consulate, and she was shown pictures of his body. And she confirmed it was him, and now she's on the way over to the morgue to make a real confirmation, Dan Tucker told KGO. He didn't make it. The elder Tucker says he wants people to remember that everyone loved his son, who had a large circle of friends from his softball league and was just a neat guy. The two had worked together in construction since he was 16. It's been bitter, but I don't know what my feelings are, he said. I'm not angry so much as I just don't understand it. My wife's in shock. He said his daughter would fly to Barcelona to help make arrangements. 1 Canadian was killed and 4 were hurt in the Barcelona attack, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said in a statement Friday. We join Spain and countries around the world in grieving the senseless loss of so many innocent people, Trudeau said. An officer with the Vancouver Police Department said her father, Ian Moore Wilson, died while traveling with his wife, who was injured in the attack. He was compassionate, generous, adventurous and always game for a lively debate, a good book, exploring new places, and a proper-sized pint, Staff Sergeant Fiona Wilson said. Her parents had been together for 53 years, she said. The identities of the 3 injured have not been released. Bruno Gallotta, a father of 2, 25, and Carmen Lopardo, 80, were among those killed in Barcelona when a vehicle mowed down crowds on Las Ramblas, a pedestrian thoroughfare in the heart of the city. Gallotta was on vacation with his partner, Martina, and 2 children, son Alessandro, 5, and daughter Aria, who is a few months old, according to his employer. The terrorists killed friend and colleague Bruno Gallotta, his employer, Tom's Hardware Italia, said in a statement Friday. Today is a day of mourning. Roberto Buonanno, the manager of Tom's Hardware Italia, said, little Alessandro, is getting ready to start primary school knowing that his life and the life of his family will never be the same. And, our thoughts go to, little Arya, that, she, does not see the terrible scene in her eyes, but will never know her father. Russo was an engineer on vacation with his girlfriend, Marta Gomez-Zan. The pair were both first aid assistant volunteers, and the Green Cross Civil Protection Association in the northern Italian town of Pisano del Grappa told CNN that Gomez-Zan was among the 120 injured in Barcelona. Lopardo was visiting Barcelona from Buenos Aires, where she had lived for 60 years while retaining her Italian citizenship, an Italian Foreign Ministry statement said. A 74-year-old Portuguese woman from Lisbon and her 20-year-old granddaughter have also been confirmed dead, Portuguese Prime Minister Antonio Costa said. They have not yet been named. They arrived, got settled, made contact with their family and went for a short walk. And they were swept away in this tragic incident, said José Luis Carneiro, the Secretary of State for Portuguese Communities, according to his spokeswoman. The grandmother had planned to celebrate her birthday in the coming days, the spokeswoman said. Officials in the Belgian city of Tongeren announced Sunday that one of its citizens, Elke van Bockrijk, was also killed in Barcelona. Residents in the city set up a memorial to honor Van Bockrijk and others who died in the attack. The emergency services in Catalonia said Friday that 24 doctors had worked through the night conducting autopsies. 30 French citizens were wounded in the attacks, the French Foreign Ministry said Saturday. Among the 14 still hospitalized, 5 were in serious condition, 13 Germans were injured and hospitalized, some seriously and still fighting for their lives, Germany Foreign Ministry spokesman Martin Schäfer said Friday. The Turkish embassy in Madrid said a 33-year-old Turkish man was among those hurt in the Barcelona attack, but his injuries were not thought to be life-threatening, Turkey's state-run Anadolu news agency reported Friday. The Australian government has said 4 citizens were hurt, 2 men have been discharged from the hospital, while 1 woman was in serious condition and another in serious but stable condition. 4 Irish citizens of Filipino descent were injured, said the Foreign Affairs Office in the Philippines, while the Peruvian consul in Barcelona confirmed 1 Peruvian also was hurt.